What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to take a look at the calendar for the rest of November and into December. We're going to talk about when checks will be arriving in December. Okay, we're going to talk about that increase. The reason that I'm doing this video is because I do have people in the comments that are asking me this question. I'll show you the question here. And here's a comment from Joe. And Joe, thank you for posting this comment. I read and hear so many of this topic and none of it seems to be true. My spouse and I have seen no increase or extra benefits from Social Security. Now, Joe, you're not the only one that feels this way. There's a lot of information out there, a lot of people saying a lot of different things when it comes to the COLA increase. And that's what this person was posting a comment to ask the question, when is the increase coming? Because we talked about it in October. Why didn't it come in October? So we're going to talk a little bit about the details when it comes to that. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. And by clicking all, you should be getting notified anytime I put out a video. We do daily videos here. So by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. Okay, so let's take a look at the calendar. We'll go back to October just so you guys can get all caught up. So if you don't watch my channel on a daily basis, I'll catch you guys all up so you'll know exactly what's going on and what we can anticipate in the future. So looking at October, we know that the Consumer Price Index came out and we received the COLA information for 2023. And so COLA will be at 8.7. Okay, so if you're receiving Social Security, SSI, SSDI, veterans, it will be 8.7. That is the increase. Now let's look at November. Let's look at this month and see what transpired. And so far we had the election on the 8th. Now looking at the current, this is up to date as of today. Okay, now this can change and it will change when it comes to the House, but we do know that Republicans took control of the House. Okay, so that means that Speaker Pelosi will no longer be the speaker. And it looks like it will be McCarthy, Speaker McCarthy. That's not a guarantee. They still need to vote, and they'll be voting in January for the new speaker. They nominated McCarthy, but they need to vote officially in January. Okay, so numbers right now in the House, 218 for the Republicans and 212 for the Democrats. That's the current, but we still have about five races that are outstanding that they're going to need to project, and once they project those, then we'll have the final total. So when it comes to the Senate, Democrats control the Senate. Currently, right now, you have 50 Democrats and you have 49 Republicans, and we have a runoff race. We have a runoff race in Georgia, and that will transpire on December 6th. Okay, so that's what we're looking at when it comes to that information. The CPI numbers came in on the 10th, and CPI for October, you have to work back a month, so we'll know November and December, but in November, we received information for October, 7.7%, which is good because based on the COLA increase in October, showing 8.7, it's good that we're starting to see the CPI scores go down. That means inflation is starting to decrease. And so that is what we want. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see the opposite, because then the purchasing power is weaker. So your COLA will mean nothing if inflation is above 8.7%. Okay, so let's talk about, and we talked about the runoff already, so I'll just check that for December. Let's look at December, because checks will go out in December. Okay, not to everyone, but to people on SSI. So 7 million people will see that increase on the 30th. Okay, and the reason that they're doing it on the 30th is because of the holiday. And so they're going to move it forward. And so in December 30th, if you're receiving SSI, you'll see that increase in your check. Okay, and for a lot of people, it will be, if you're maxed out on SSI, you should be looking at about $914. That will be the increase amount. Okay, now if you want to know more information and you want, let's say you're not at the 841 max out for 2022 and you receive a different amount, at the top of the comment section, there'll be a link. Just click on that link. It will take you to a spreadsheet. It has all of the amounts on there. It doesn't matter if you're receiving $250 or all the way up to the maximum that you can receive on Social Security. All of those numbers are in there. You'll see the exact increase that you'll be receiving, as well as the total amount. Okay, so check that out. I took a little bit of time to put that together, so check it out. All you need to do is click on that. You're going to fill out a form, and the form just basically asks for your email address, and then from there, then you'll be able to get that information. Okay, now you're also on the 30th. If you receive both SSI and SSA, you will also receive your increase. So if you're receiving SSI and Social Security, then you'll receive it on the 30th as well. Okay, and then when it comes to the rest of the beneficiaries, that will start in January. And in late December, I'll do a video giving you guys that new calendar and when to anticipate receiving the increase amount. Okay, one more thing I want to talk about before we go here. I want to look at the congressional calendar. This is very important. I did a video a couple of days ago talking about the debt ceiling and how they need to raise the debt ceiling. And so this is something that they're trying to do before the new Congress comes in January. The reason why they want to do that is because the House is now being controlled by Republicans, and Republicans can hold out and not move forward with the debt ceiling, which means that we would default on our loans, which means our credit rating across the world would go down. Okay, so that is what they're trying to avoid by taking care of this now. So we need to look at when they're going to be working and when they're going to be on recess. Okay, I shouldn't say that. When they're going to be in DC or when they're going to be in their home districts. That's a better way of saying it. I know it's easy to say, well, they're on recess all the time, and we assume that they're on recess so they're not doing any work. But the reason for recess is so they can go back to their home districts and actually find out the needs of the people in their district. Okay, it is an opportunity, and some politicians do take the opportunity when they go on recess to actually go on vacation and do different things like that. But you know what? Everybody gets vacations, right? Or at least most people do. Okay, looking at November, and we're looking at, so if we look at the red here, this is the Senate. And when we look at purple, this is both the Senate and the House, okay? And then when we look at just blue, blue is just the House. All right, so looking at what we've been, let's see, we'll go down to today is the 17th. And so the 17th, 18th, both the Senate and the House are in session, okay? So they're handling business right now. They will go on recess, Thanksgiving recess, next week, so they won't be there next week. But the Senate will return on the 28th, and then both the Senate and the House will return on the 29th, and then they'll be there. So they're going to be there for a little bit. So from the 29th, 30th, then we're looking at the 1st, 2nd. So pretty much all of December, with exception for of course Christmas. They will end session on the 21st. That's the easiest way to say it. So the 21st of December, that's when that's the Senate's final day. The final day for the House is on the 15th. But if they're working through some bills, which we can anticipate they're going to be working through the debt ceiling bill, then they'll probably go until the 11th hour. So you're hearing this from me. When it comes down to it, we'll probably see that bill around this time. Okay, around these last 3 days before they go on recess. And they're going to want to go on recess on time because of Christmas. So that's what we can anticipate going on. And then I'll have the new calendar for you guys when it comes to the new Congress. So the new Congress comes in, they're going to have a new calendar, recess dates, and all that. So we'll have all that information at the end of, actually, I'll probably put that out in January. But I just want to keep you guys posted when it comes to all this information. I know it gets confusing. I know we talked about the COLA increase in October, but it doesn't go into effect until 2023, or in the case of if you're receiving SSI, if you're receiving SSI and Social Security at the same time, you will get your first increase on December 30th. If you guys have any other questions, post them down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.